Son, we got a problem.
Welcome back to Warbotron 14. What's up, everyone? And we are still on the week of the Warbotron Combaticon week, and we will be taking a look at the fourth member, AIRBURST, or as we know in the old G1 cartoon, BLASTOFF, the fourth member, the Combaticon. And before we take a look at that, and if it's your first time here, remember to subscribe, click on the subscribe button, and give this video a thumbs up or share it with your friends. And give a shout out to these following people who left comments in my previous videos: Vern Kalungsod, Carol Torino, Richa Z Flores, Lovelyn Adraw, Iris Vlog. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel and leaving comments and giving thumbs up to my videos. And for an update for the Wheel of Winners for the next video, comment down below, because the first 20 commenters use the hashtag AIRBURST. The first 20 commenters who comment down below will be the people who will be included in the Wheel of Winners in the next video. So go ahead and comment down below. First 20 get a Wheel of Winners in the next video. And I want to take this opportunity to ask for your kind help. I have a former employee and a friend who has just been diagnosed with stage 2 cervical cancer, and she's in the Philippines. Her name is Marfrey Hangao. So I will post her Gcash information here. So if you want to help her, any amount would be helpful for her treatment for her cervical cancer. And I am praying and pray for her that she will get through this. And thank you very much for those people who will help. And yeah, if you can, or ask other people, or comment below if you could help, or you know someone who can help her, comment below. And thank you very much for all your help. And with that out of the way, it's time we take a look at AIRBURST, also known as BLASTOFF. So here's AIRBURST, the fourth member of the Warbotron or Combaticon set that we will take a look at, as I have already reviewed, or I've already shown you the first three members: Slice Strike, Heavy Noisy, and Vortex or Whirlwind. So here is one more member, and he becomes the arm of Warbotron / Bruticus. So let's take a look at this guy's face sculpt, and he looks really amazing. So as you can see, he's got amazing light piping again, and then the details on this figure are still amazing, although he's got a bunch of QC issues again, because this is a third-party figure. And as you can see there, it still has a lot of sculpted details and see there. So taking a look at this guy's articulation, the head can turn 360 and then can look up and down. The shoulders are kind of hindered by these shoulder pads, but the shoulders can still turn up that far. It can turn 360 if you take this shoulder pads. These are removable, by the way, as you can see there. So if you remove that, the arms can turn 360 and then can move out that far. He's got a bicep swivel here, and then the elbows have more than 90 because it's a double joint, but it's kind of hindered by this forearm. Then the wrists are still can turn 360 as well. And then there's can move from side to side due to the transformation. And then he's got waist swivel, which is the thing that I love about this Warbotron set, is these guys are so poseable and have a lot of poseability. And then this front crotch piece can move, so he can kick far that much, then kick back that much. So he's really poseable. and he can do the splits that far. Really great possibility. And then he's got a thigh swivel as well. And then on the knees, he's got 90-degree bend, as you can see there. And then his ankle rocker tilt on his feet, as you can see. And then articulation for the front of the foot. And then he's got this heel part, which can also move up and down. So that's it for the articulation. And you can peg this back on. It's just on a ball socket over here, so you can put it back on easily. And then you have his two guns. So the gun can extend, but if you pull, be careful because it will just pop off. So that's one of the QC issues with this guy, but it's not too bad. And he has this rocket launcher, which becomes his tail fin in the space shuttle mode. So he's got two of these, or you can have him holding both if you split it in half. So you can have him hold two of these rocket launchers if you want. So he's fully armed as well. That's it for his accessories. The transformation for this figure is pretty easy as well as compared to Vortex. It's time to compare BLASTOFF with some other Decepticon. So here's AIRBURST, and I'm bringing in his buddies. And first buddy that I got is the other arm of Warbotron, and here he is, Whirlwind, and that's how they look together. They're both arms. And then bring in the feet. So here's Heavy Noisy, and then Slice Strike, and these guys look awesome together. The Decepticon leader Megatron, and as you can see, Megatron scales really good together with all of these other Warbotron figures. The scale is not bad. From the Predacons, I have Rampage here, and as you can see, if you put them on the side, it's almost the same size as Vortex and BLASTOFF. From Unite Warriors, here we have Fireflight, and he is a really small figure, so as you can see there, so it really doesn't scale very well. So that's it for the comparison. It's time for the transformation of BLASTOFF into space shuttle mode. Transformation time for AIRBURST. So first off, you remove these two missile launcher cannons, and for these two, you just put them together because they will become the rear part of the space shuttle, as you can see here. So, and then you push back the missile pods back, so it should look like this, and then you fold in the handles. So that's the rear part of the space shuttle, and then you take off the guns, put them off to the side, and then let's take care of the hands. Fold in the fists like this. So once you've had them in there, then you turn the head around. So after the head, you spin the front part of the feet like that. Then same thing on the other side. And then you should fold them to the front, and then you fold down the thrusters. And then you untab this part of the wing, and then you just tab both of the feet together. So once you have them tabbed in, you can push both feet forward. So you have that done. Then you fold out the wings like that. Then let's take care of the upper part. So this one will become the nose cone of the shuttle, and then the shoulder pads, you push them up. These will easily come off because they're just on a ball joint. So you turn around and push it up like that. So this is what I'm talking about. So you can push this one back in So just turn it around and then push it back in, and these two tabs will tab together like that to cover up his head. And then on the rear part of the shuttle, as you can see here, you can fold it in. This part will tab into here, so like that. So you have the front part of the shuttle done. Then you just push up these covers and you unfold these tabs, and then you can push in the shoulders into that cavity like that. For the arms, you unfold these two side covers, which will fit into the side of the shuttle, which you also see there's a tab here which will tab into the small hole over here. Same thing on the other side. So you just tab it in, fold it in, and then these two parts on the sides will just tab in. Everything will tab in onto the side securely. Then from the last part is the rear fin of the shuttle. There's 4 tabs and then there's 4 holes, and you can tab it in here. So now you have the whole shuttle, and you just fold out the wings, straighten everything out, and then you have the guns, which you have options on where to put them. So there's 2 holes on each wing, so just push it in here. So a little bit is showing out of the wing. So now we have BLASTOFF in his shuttle mode, and he looks really awesome for a shuttle. And unfortunately, there's supposed to be landing gear, which is very hard to take out. One of them, as you can see there, has broken off, and here's the wheel. So that's one of the QC issues, so be very careful with third-party figures because they might break on you. So here's the other landing gear. So there's no more wheel for the other one, so it's still gonna hold. As you can see there, it's still balanced. And that's it for the transformation. And now let's go to the comparison. So the first one we're gonna compare him with is the other arm of Warbotron or Bruticus, and here is Whirlwind or Vortex, and I like how these two look together. And now let's bring in, here is Slice Strike, and then here is Heavy Noisy. So here are the 4, and they look really awesome together, just like in robot mode. And now let's bring in the Decepticon leader. Here is Megatron in his tank mode, and as you can see, it's not a bad scale. And of course, last but not the least is from the United Warriors, the Autobots Slingshot, and he's a combiner, so he's pretty small. That's it for the comparison. It's time to transform AIRBURST into his arm mode. So here is AIRBURST, and before we transform him, he also has an attachment just like Whirlwind. It's got this fist for Warbotron. And so first things we do is we take off the guns and we fold in the landing gear, and we somehow turn him back into his robot mode, but not everything. So first we fold up the wings. So the wings are detachable. Then you fold these up. You just pull it back again, so extend the legs, which will be his arms, and then you open up the side panels as well as this one. So I use the tool because it's very hard to get in there. So once you have that opened, same thing here. So you just take off the arms. I fold them up like this. Same thing on the other side. So they should be at an angle. So you can tuck them in like this. Then fold in these tabs a little bit. So for the lower half of the shuttle or the arm, you have two choices. You can leave this on, but in the instructions, take it off. Then you can fold this up, and then this will become his right arm. So you swing this to the right, then this will be the hinge. Then you fold down the wings, just like when it's in robot mode. Then you tab them in once again here to the hole. So this one will tab here. And then you just put the fist in, just like in Vortex. So the fist can go into these holes over here. So once you have it there, just push the two legs in so it can peg in together. Then this is the hardest part, because on my figure it's really tight joint. So, and then this one is also broken as well, so that's one of the QC issues. So I just leave it out. So it's very hard to take this out. So what I do is I push it from the back. So once you push it out from the back, so once you have it out, just push the arms back in again, and this will be the connector port, which will connect to the main body of Warbotron. And now you have his arm, as you can see there. So you have this hinge for the arms, or as I did with the Vortex, this can be the front part of the arm. So you have the double joint, you have a joint here and a joint here, and you also have the option of leaving in the rear fin. So if you leave the rear fin of AIRBURST up there, so that's how his arm looks. So it's time for another comparison, and here's the arm mode for Warbotron Bruticus, and here is Razor Claw as the arm for Predaking. And then bring in another arm, and here is a pretty small arm for Unite Warriors Aerial Bots Superior. So that has been my review for AIRBURST, aka BLASTOFF, fourth member of the Combaticons, and we're almost done, and we're gonna be able to combine all 5 members of Warbotron into their combined mode Bruticus. This guy has a lot of QC issues, like a lot of stuff that's broken off. And be careful with third-party figures. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the Wheel of Winners. Remember to comment below. First 20 commenters will get into the Wheel of Winners for the next video. So as always, celebrate life, be a miracle. And the winner is Mods Nicole Tagaran. Yahoo!